What's going on, everybody? It's your guy Rad.
This is the exec JB, and you're tuned into
the ThePrezEx podcast at ThePrezEx TV. Tune in.
Salute. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Presidential Executive. This your homie, the exec right here. This my brethren over here, El Presidente Rag. What it do, homie?
Man, what's good? What's good? What's the word?
Hey, man, you know, we just kind of got a freestyle today a little bit because of unforeseen circumstances. Yeah, so, you know, we going to do what we do, man. But I want to give people like kind of a glimpse into us a little bit. We got the rundowns. In the season one, we had a lot of topics, you know, talking about different stuff, relationships or whatever. And I think we have said this on the show more than a few times of, you know, the prez, you know what I'm saying, the executive and, you know, all that stuff. It just give so we'll have something to go back to be like, hey man, what does presidential executive mean or something? Hey man, go to this episode right here.
Well, man, before y'all do anything, make sure y'all like, share, and subscribe.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All of the information is up there. You know, hit that like button, share button, subscribe button, and remember to catch us wherever you get your streaming. You know, that's on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts,
Amazon
Google Play,
Music.
Amazon Music, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher.
Yeah.
So, you know, make sure y'all go check us out, you know, and also, as always, like y'all said, if y'all follow me on Instagram, you know, I always say go to YouTube. So you can catch us on YouTube, Facebook, you know, and Twitter as well. And all of it's at ThePrezEx.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So let's get into what we got for the people today.
Yeah, man, just, you know, appreciate everybody that has been tuning in. Actually, I think we're kind of in the middle of season 3, you know, and I think season 3 has, you know, to my perspective has been going by really well. You know what I'm saying? With the guests, with you know, the people that we've had, the rundowns. You know what I'm saying? Todd coming in a day at a time to save the day. Salute. You know, and actually, you know, thought about bringing them in here today, talking about what I said.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought y'all was going. Y'all was going in on each other.
Yeah, we
on
have
Facebook, man. I'm like, man, y'all got to do better than that, man.
I know.
Both of y'all are better than that.
I know, man. You know,
y'all was both being extremely petty.
We get the trigger fingers.
I'm looking. I'm like, man, what are y'all doing? Stop! It's not that serious.
It's not that serious, but how you think season 3 going so far, right?
Oh man, I think now you know me, like my heart has always been like the topics. You know what I'm saying? We can real live just pontificate. You know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of times I think, and when you go back and look, you know, like I think that those are a lot of our most viewed videos.
You talking about the topic? Like
when we go in. Yeah. But now I will say though, however, this season with a lot of our guests, we have expanded our viewership. You know, and kind of diversified a little bit. Yeah. So it's not like we're a one trick pony where it's just like, all we do is just pontificate. You know. Right. But I mean, like I was. Today when I was at work, you know, so I do a lot of my listening when I'm at work. So even when I was posting and playing around, I'm gonna figure out how to get those clips, you know. But even in the midst of me doing that, right? Like I don't really listen. Like I'll be at work because nothing else is going on other than me, and that's sad that I got that much muscle memory that I can be totally engaged, still do my job. But I was tripping, and I'm like this going back. So make sure I know JB with the good editing is going. Plug the last video that we did, but I was tripping. You know what I'm saying? And you kept saying, man, we going off the rails. But, you know, like that one felt like we was real live kind of, you know what I'm saying? Like that same vibe we used to have standing outside your apartment complex back in the day, or how we used to do after church, how we just real live tripping and going in. And, chopping it up. You know, like we start over here, we end up over here, and then somehow we made it right back to, you know, the beginning.
Yeah. You talking about on Timbo?
Yeah.
Okay.
Queen TAC.
Okay, Queen TAC. Okay.
So, and like I said, and again, we discussed a lot of things, and we got a different perspective than what we normally had. And I think at one point, like all three of us we were talking about something different. We had a different viewpoint of the same topic, but you know, I think a lot of times in the media space, like that's what's missing. Yeah. You know, I know you saw the Chris Rock stand up, but he's like, Republicans lie and Democrats leave out a large portion of the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what you're getting when you're watching a lot of the stuff. It's always one-sided. It's either extremely conservative or extremely liberal. It's never objective. It's never if you view differently or you got a different opinion, that's okay. It's always like, if you're not on this side, to hell with you. Right. And the other side is the op. Yeah. You know, and so like I like stuff where it's like, okay, we were able to all express our viewpoints and nobody wanted to kill each other afterwards. Right. You know, it was lighthearted. We were laughing at each other, you know. Yep. And so like I said, again, like some of them, I don't think we've done a bad interview yet with anybody.
No. And shout out to Queen THC on that, because, you know, I've talked to a couple people that watch before. And so it's like, to your point, we have different point of views and stuff. So it's not like, oh, you know, I'm not trying to correct Rag or he ain't trying to correct me. Now we tell each other, you know what I'm saying, how we feel on each other thing, but that's not, you know, the, you know, cause it's a show, it's some content as well. So we don't want to, you know, spin down the rabbit hole too long. Now, sometimes we have, but you know, I think we do a pretty good job of not, you know, kind of staying there the whole time. But Queen THC, because she, you know, she's more live than, you know, some females that, you know, we may want to have on here.
Oh, you said female.
Oh, my bad. It just rolls.
And again, y'all gonna have to watch the last episode with Queen THC to understand that whole inside joke.
She got me in the beginning on that. And so, you know,
I was like,
you know,
she called you out on it, but like, I get where she was coming from.
I've heard it before.
And I've heard it before, but I don't care.
Yeah, I heard
because, again, when you say that, you're just speaking of the opposite sex. Yeah. Like, now everything is on orientation and, I identify, like, again, you can stick a cat in the oven that don't make it a biscuit. You could be in your mind whoever you want to be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you can't do what I do, just like I can't do what you do. Yeah. You know, and even if we do a good acting job, it's just a cheap imitation. You know what I'm saying? If somebody got an RC Cola and somebody got a Coca-Cola, Coke gonna win every time. Yep. Yeah. Now, if you ain't got no Coke and you want a cola, you gonna take the RC because but the real thing wins every time. You know,
it's tomato, because, you know, then on the other side, you know, people get messed up with the Bible sometimes saying man. You know, man includes, you know,
mankind,
women, and
like
man.
that's actually, but and even with that, we got to understand that when it was translated into English, because the original writings were in Hebrew and Aramaic by Hebrew and Aramaic people, you know what I'm saying? So when a lot of those words didn't necessarily have an English translation per se, but the implication, when you look up what the original word means, it means the same thing or the equivalent of what we would say man, you know what I'm saying, or mankind. So like when they would translate certain words, it's like it was implied or understood back thousands of years ago that it was talking about human beings. Yeah. Whereas now when you look up what that word means, it's not talking about niggas that stand up to pee. It's talking about humankind. Yeah. So, I mean, but I get what you're saying. Like, people will take it and run with it.
Take it, man. They're taking it and run with it. Now, I do want to say, before we've said this in tidbits and over probably all 3 seasons of why we call this, you know, the presidential executive. You know, for my part, you know, being the exec, just going back from, you know, just my time and days, even at TSU, you know, my major was business information systems, you know, / marketing. Then I changed it to business administration, you know what I'm saying, / marketing. So, you know, that's always pretty much kind of been my mindset as far as an executive. And obviously, my close game was a little bit higher back then than it you know, kind of is now, given with the pandemic and a lot of other stuff kind of going on. But, you know, when I used to manage, let's go back. We had DMR. We had to do music, you know what I'm saying? And so, you know, shout out to everybody a part of that. You know what I mean? Like, I was, you know, I was the executive for that. I was managing, artist, one over here, El Presidente, and we used to have different shows, and I was the point man. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I'd come with my suit on, with my business hat, my little polo,
Yeah, they
black
call it
hat.
the schoolboy cap.
Yeah, yeah, you know what I'm
Like
saying?
those, like, cause that's the only type of hat my dad wears now.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get another look, because I see that's kind of like an old man look now. Almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, but like my dad been doing that since
yeah,
he was younger than we are now.
and so I'm not quite there yet. So I need to find another brim to kind of do that. You know what I'm saying? Cause wifey kind of called me out on it one time. We was out and I had my judge on. She was say, so you got your daddy hat on or something like that. Old man, like, yeah, you probably right. You know what I mean? So, but anyway, so the exec, just being around those environments, being around that, being the exec, having that mindset. That's why he has his shirt. I don't have my shirt on. The executive mindset.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm representing.
Yeah, you are representing. I'm not. I don't have mine on today. So, but the executive mindset is, for me, is having that business mindset, having that, having all your, T's crossed, I's dotted. You know what I'm saying? All that stuff. And so that's what the executive part is about. You know what I mean? And I'll let El Presidente talk about the presidential status.
Man, well, and I've told the story.
You have, yep,
before on here, and so y'all know that I'm not making this up. We mentioned this guy. And before I say that, let me give a shout out to the family of Shakoria Smith. She was one of my coworkers at the post office. She passed away last. Well, by the time everybody sees this, I don't know what the day will be.
Shakoria Smith.
Yeah. She passed away on the 28th, 28th. It was a shooting that happened in Fraser. And the young lady that passed away was one of my coworkers, and I had just saw her, that Sunday. We were at work, and I mean, you talk about somebody smile, light up the room, and every time she see me, what's up, big bro? You good, nigga? Like, she was a ball of energy, and no more than 24, 25. I mean, really passionate about music, and that was how we connected, and I was actually trying to connect her with my homeboy Ty. That's who we gave a shout out when Player Tony was on here, Salati Studio. Like, we were trying to put them in touch together because she was like, I don't have a place to record. And I was like, I got somebody who's looking to work with artists because he's helping, with his skills. But anytime the loss of life happens, man, it's tragic.
24, bro.
Yeah, man. And like I said, good people, had a good heart. And so again, man, love to you. And I know they did a balloon release today at the station. And so again, man, rest in peace to her. And again, my prayers go out to your family and your loved ones. But so going back to what we were talking about, like, and my guy Jason Smith, when he was on here, and I was telling you, I didn't know that he actually was Thomas Sellers' boss.
Yeah, at
one point, right?
Yeah.
And so, but Thomas Sellers can vouch because he was actually in the class with me. Mm-hmm. But that happened where I told the teacher at the beginning of the school year, because she kind of tried to put me on the spot. Like, she had everybody's file. She knew about everybody. So she was going like, oh, Jamal, you're a great tennis player and your dad is a pastor. Like, and you're looking at her like, how you know that? And again, our guy, Pastor Harris, was on here. This is actually his aunt. So
yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that was his aunt, right?
Yeah.
So she's going down, and so she gets to me, and before I could say anything,
she went down the rap sheet.
She talked about me getting kicked out 6th and 7th and 8th grade, and how in 9th grade, the 9th grade English teacher didn't want me in her class because of what I did in middle school. So I couldn't take honors with everybody else because she was like, she refused to have me in her class. So she went down all of that. And then so now everybody's like, oh, she's like, if you think you're going to do this in my class, you got another thing coming because I don't play that. And so I ain't going to lie. I felt some type of way about that.
I know yeah.
I'm not going to say she was wrong for that or right for that, but I just didn't like the way, because we had not, maybe if she had kind of given me the heads up, I'd okay.
You didn't have that report with her at that time.
Yeah. This is my first day.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
And then everybody was like, she was a serious, teacher and everything. She didn't play that, so basically then she was like, so what do you think about that? And I was like, I'm gonna do whatever I want to do every day for the first semester. And I said, in the second semester, I'm gonna do all your work. I'm gonna do all the assignments, and based on my average from the first semester and the second semester, I'm gonna average out about a 70 for the year, and I'm still gonna pass. And I said my D is like a C to everybody else. So even because it's an honors class, so we're rated higher.
Right.
I said, so I'm still gonna do what I want to do. And for the second semester, my average is gonna be an A. I said I'm gonna have an F for my average the first semester.
And you said that.
And I said that, and she was like, "Oh, if you think you're gonna do that, you got another thing." I'm like, "Okay, we'll see." And the first semester, back when we was in school, it was still 6 weeks and not 9 weeks.
Right. Yeah.
So first semester, man, I was flunking tests on purpose. Like I would I would mark the same answer because I said I'm gonna do it.
You say you're gonna do it, so you're gonna.
We came back from Christmas break, and so hit the ground. I mean, I'm doing everything, turning all of the assignments. But 3 weeks in, she gets sick. We get a student teacher. Shout out to Miss Crutchfield. She's married to the guy at Crutchfield's Barbecue, but she was actually my student teacher then before she, became a business owner. She was actually a teacher. And so she came in, and I mean, I'm still doing all my work and everything like that. So 4 or 6 weeks ago, I get a 98 for the 4 or 6 weeks. 5th, 6 weeks we in right now, my average 100. So teacher comes back. How's everybody doing? She, my students are this, and this. She was like, what about him? She's like, oh, well, when I first came, he tried to see where my head was at, but, he's been my superstar. He's been helping me. Oh, he tried to try you, huh? Like one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, you try to see what the new teacher on.
Right.
She was like, oh, okay, well, we finna fix that. So, Mr. Ragland, nobody likes you anyway, so you finna get put out the class. I was like, okay, we're going to make everybody vote. Now, keep in mind, around this time, this is when President Clinton is going through his stuff about impeachment and everything like that. And I used to joke and say, like, Clinton was my favorite president, and I was like the Black Bill Clinton and everything like that. And so, and then, of course, he was known for being a philanderer and everything, and that was kind of my reputation, like, oh, Roche Manning, she always, whatever. So she made everybody vote on whether or not I was going to get kicked out the class. And so we had 30 students in there, including me. I didn't get to vote for myself. So the 29 people that were in there, 28 of them voted to keep me in the class. And she could not believe it. She could not believe, like, she just knew, like, at least half. She basically was like, if half of them wanted me out, I was gonna be gone. Everybody was like, no, we like Roche, a good student. We like Roche. He, he cool people. He helped me with my work or whatever. Like, he silly, but he a good team player or whatever. And she was like, my votes counts higher than everybody else. So guess what, Mr. President, you impeached. And that was where the
Presidente.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so again, and it kind of went around, not around the school, but around the grade. It's like, oh, you got impeached like the president. You know what I'm saying? So like. And so then I just took it and ran with it. I'm Mr. President. And so then, of course, I was taking Spanish too. And so it's like, oh, okay, El Presidente, you. Like, yeah, that's me, El Presidente, the Prez. So I just took that, and ran with it. But in my life, whether it was musically, I was always in that position of leadership where people look to me, like, okay, what we going to do, or Shay, what you think? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always somebody that people look to like, you got a lot of wisdom, like, what's your opinion on this, or people having an argument, Shay, you settle it. Which one of us is right? Which one of us is wrong? And so it kind of fits not just even with that, but my whole life. So that's where the whole, El Presidente comes from.
Okay. Right. So you have it officially there, people. So anybody asks or whatever, like, you just.
And we got people, like I said, Pat Morris, he went to school with me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we're going to have Sel on here for us over with. He can verify that. Yeah. It's not, it's Googleable, as they say. It's verifiable.
It is Googleable with that. Now, and given, like, just looking back, like, some of our topics that we pretty much kind of talked about going back in, like, season 1, one for sure with the award your man, reward your man.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites, one of my personal favorites.
What I'm saying? And so I've had, questions, people asking like what, some people may be in their feelings asking like why, what makes you all, or experts or, to talk about that or given, your situation and everything, within that. And so my answer would be to that is, everybody has their own perspective. Now, you can say right, wrong, or indifferent, just as in somebody that comments that y'all have your opinion on either myself or Rag or whatever. But that's what it is that perspective. Now, you got receipts as far as what works and what may not work, but you know what I'm saying? You can down somebody else's opinion, but it pretty much it is what it is. And so, not giving Rag, I know I remember myself in season 1, I think Rag, he talked, I think definitely probably more than me, because I think he was probably a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera.
And it wasn't just that. I mean, like time, you see, like I pontificate. You know what I'm saying?
You do that.
Like and y'all will hear us say that word a lot. And
you mean story time?
I'm big, yeah, even with the story time. But no, I'm big on that. But no, so just for the people who don't know, pontificate means a verb. It means that you're expressing your opinion in a way that people may consider annoyingly pompous and dogmatic.
How you spell that?
Pontificate. And so, like, when you're dogmatic about something, like dogmatic means it's almost like, I guess the closest thing you could say is like religious about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever your opinion, when you're dogmatic about something, it's like, no, that's my truth. Like, that's I eat, breathe, and sleep that. And so, like, when we're sharing our opinions, whether it's about the Cowboys, 49ers, Grizzlies, Bulls, conservative, whatever, it's like we are dogmatic about that. You know what I'm saying? And like, so we pontificate a lot. So for me, when we started, like, that just put the battery in my back.
Yeah.
Like, this was conversations that we were having on the phone, in person, I may have at work. So it's like, oh, camera don't mean nothing. Like, we're doing exactly what we were doing. Yeah. Anyway.
Now, what you say, is it, I don't know if you remember, it's like the righteous ratchet type of vibe. Like, how would you look at our dynamic as far as how, okay, you could say more conservative or whatever, or you more kind of whatever, but given mine would be like righteous ratchet, or just kind of like,
I would say we are like the prodigal son and the brother who stayed.
Okay. I didn't look at it like that.
Because like the prodigal son, like, he knew what it was.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he had a moment like LeBron where he was like, I want to take my talents to South Beach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But he knew what it was. And so, like, even with me, again, I mean, if you just talk about knowledge and studying information,
yeah,
I've got over 20 years of just the knowledge and studying information of ministry, but actually being in it, like, I was at 10 years before a lot of these folks was getting started.
Yeah.
So just because I'm not in a pulpit, I didn't stop that. I didn't stop the studying information because I want to know for me. So when I do wrong and I ask the Lord to forgive me, I know what I'm asking forgiveness for. I know why what I did or said was wrong. You see what I'm saying? So, like, that doesn't change, because even right now, and it goes even deeper. Like, if my heart was in a different place, I could do that tomorrow. I can't do it today because my heart ain't different.
Yeah.
And that don't have nothing to do with the knowledge. That don't have nothing to do with the anointing. But one thing that I would not do even back then, and shout out to my mentor, my big homie Jay Sanders, but he hit me up the other day because he watched the episode.
Jay Sanders.
And go hit the Mr. Like button episode, season 2.
Season 2.
But he was like, he asked me about a relationship that I had with somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I was like, no, I said, at that particular time, I said, I was actually working and serving the church. I said, I wasn't doing nothing. I was as straight laced as they come. Like, couldn't nobody say I was doing nothing. I was like, because if I'm going to be involved in ministry, like, it's certain stuff that's just not acceptable. Mm-hmm. And I understand that. You see what I'm saying? So, like, from the righteous standpoint, I would say more so, I guess, the righteous standpoint for you is because, like, you probably could go today and be behind the pulpit or be serving or, be a deacon or something like that. But like with me now, I know I couldn't.
Yeah.
And I mean, if for nothing else, just how I think, not even necessarily stuff I'm doing, but just like the way I let my thoughts go sometimes and really be serious about it though.
Yeah.
In the moment.
Yeah.
Every day. A lot. You see what I'm saying? So
now I'm with you on that. Because I know for me, like, he says that, and, given my dad's pedigree and all that stuff, like, it was a time where I felt that, you know what I'm saying, where you don't necessarily could and stuff like that. But, man, it's different. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I would put myself in that position at this point right now, because for a lot of plethora of reasons, but one, I gotta have a lot going on as far as family wise, and I don't want to try to steward God's church or local body, and I gotta be able to do my own house well, you know what I mean, before I feel I want to prioritize say a local body or whatever that we're trying to get into.
Well, I mean, like, and I want to say enough without telling on people, but like,
go ahead.
Very close to me, and I'll tell you how close off camera, but like, the issue was not that they were so involved in ministry that they weren't there for the children. Mm-hmm. The issue is that the children see what you're doing. They see the good stuff. They see the people, they see the blessings, they see everything else like that, but then they also see you having relationships with different women inside the church, and even to the extent of having another child outside of the marriage, and you're this elite, and that has the negative effect. Not so much that, you're always gone, you're never around. I think like with anything, like, if that's what the call is, and that's what you're supposed to be doing, and like I said, with me right now, I pray every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was a time when I was doing stuff, I was exactly where I was supposed to be, doing what I was supposed to be doing. Like today, if I went home and that was the response in my prayer, that's what I would be doing, point blank period.
Yeah.
But I don't let people tell me just because, you got this degree and you spend all this time and you train with these people. And like when Pastor Moss told me I don't need to go to no more school, I don't care what nobody else say. If Minister Lynch told me I'm straight on school, this was back in 2008. They asked me, why would you go back to school? For what? You're ready today. That was back in 2008. Mm-hmm. So, again, going back to what you were saying, like, don't look at it like I'm trying to do all of this stuff, because at the end of the day, you may go when you're ready, but if it's not in the timing.
All right.
And you got to trust that the same person who called you, if he gave you a vision, he's going to make provision.
Yep.
You can't look at examples of what other people went through and their stories and their testimonies and horror stories and everything. I don't want my kids to be like this or feel like that. Ain't got nothing to do with you.
No.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, I think the key is to find, I want to say balance, but order. The Bible says let everything be done decently and in order.
Definitely.
It's in order.
Yeah.
Not balance. Balance means everything gets the same amount of time.
Right.
Or that means just equal.
Right.
It ain't going to be always equal.
Definitely ain't going to be equal.
But when it's in order, everything is getting the appropriate amount of time that it's supposed to have.
Now, I want to ask this question because, I mean, if you've tuned into the show before, we know, Rag has toured, nationwide when he was, with a particular guy, Dale, shout out to Dale on that. But like, I know we talked about before, even when it was like in DMR, like if everything went in order to what you thought maybe it should go, or it was leading to, and you got the type of recognition and fame that, of a, let's say Lecrae, or maybe a little lower than that. Like, do you think you could have handled it?
Yeah.
at that, you know, at that time, you think, okay.
I mean, and I say this because, like, and a lot of people didn't know, like, and again, shout out to Mr. Dale. I don't know why it's this misconception that when you say you're not friends with somebody, like that gets conceived or perceived rather that y'all hate each other. And I say no, we're not friends because we don't have a relationship. We don't talk anymore. Yeah. I don't know what he's doing to wish bad on him or wish evil on him. Mm-hmm. You know, like a real conversation. I haven't had a real conversation with him at this point in 20 years. You know what I'm saying? The times that I have seen him, it's been a cordial in passing. What's up? You good, nigga? Oh, that's what's up. I holler at you later. You know, your mom good, or he asked me if my brother good. Like, that's it. It's not like, man, so what are you really dealing with it like? Like, we haven't chopped it up like that. Yeah. And I was a teenager still then. Yeah. You know? But now to be at a point, you know, in my life where knowing what I know now and even looking back then, like when we were doing what we were doing, dude, I'm talking about thousands of people, you know, rushing the stage. Like they was getting my autograph like I'm signing autograph pictures like I'm a superstar. Yeah, I ain't got no album out. You know what I'm saying? Like all the songs that I was on, I mean, I was working on that, but all the songs I was on with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And again, like I said, shout out to him. I like the times that we spent together, the conversations that we had, the stages that we rocked, the people that we met. I wouldn't trade that for anybody or nothing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like when the time that we were in fellowship, I'm not even gonna say we was friends. Like I looked at him like he was a real brother to me. You know what I'm saying? So like I got to sleep in his house. I got to ride. You know, he gave me the keys to the vehicles that he was driving. You know, no questions asked. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you going? When you gonna be back? He just tossed me the keys, and I'm driving there. I'm picking up, you know, Torrin and Wes and Ryan and Vic. I'm picking up everybody. Like we rolling around. He ain't asking me no questions. I'm happy because I'm 19 driving around in a SUV or whatever. Mm-hmm. But to your point, like again, we were on that track, and I don't think, and I said this when Fro was on, I don't think that he hit the plateaus that he should have hit, but he was on the way. Yeah. Like people don't realize, like when the name of the album was called Holy South, the movement, like it really was a movement. Hmm. You know, and we weren't just in the South, like we were on the East Coast. We were more Midwest, going up north, like we were going somewhere everywhere. We got to go to Canada, like it was a real live.
Just for me, how I was looking at it, like it seemed to be maybe like the coming up of maybe like the South Midwest type of cross movement that was going on from on the East Coast, mm-hmm. but it wasn't fully bloomed or whatever yet. But that's the type
it was
of
starting
vibe
to go that way, right?
Yeah, that was the type of vibe that I guess you're talking about, right?
Right.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, but you know, when I look at stuff like that, when you know, could you have been or whatever ready for the fame and whatever that came with it? Because I mean, at that time, though, you were, as you say over here, you know, in the Passion of the Christ, mm-hmm. you know, is that Roche? Right. So you was a different, you know what I'm saying? You had a different mindset, a different approach, a different intention in how you were approaching your craft, your lifestyle, and all that stuff. And so when I just wanted to ask you that just because I'm like, because I think I've obviously asked you, I think off camera or whatever before, but this, you know, we just, you know, chopping it up, whatever. I wanted to see like, you thought you would have been ready for that, you know what I'm saying, if it just the circumstances happened and it just blew up. But as we were talking about with Black, circumstances were different to where the support around
I mean, and like I think it's a feeling of, for me it wasn't, and when I say support, sometimes I'm not even saying like give me money or necessarily a platform, but
that too though. I mean,
I'm saying like like sometimes support can just be knowing when to stay out the way. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm doing something and it's working, like don't put your fears and reservations on me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're not gonna do something, don't do it because of your own personal stuff, and you're putting that on me.
Or something that you've never seen before.
Right.
You never witnessed.
Yeah, so, and that was the thing. Like, I mean, because again, like, man, I'm, you know, at the time, like, and I'm not shading nobody, but like, nigga, I was the first nigga on stage with a baseball bat before anybody. You know what I'm saying? And that comes back like I was a wrestling fan. You know what I'm saying? Like that came from me seeing Sting. You know, so he was fighting the NWO, and like all he got is his baseball bat, and so like that was the way I was looking at it. Like I'm fighting the establishment, I'm fighting against the quote unquote order, and like, it's me and my baseball bat and my scriptures, and it's like whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like the marketing part of that, what people didn't realize is like as soon as I walked up onto a gig, I got your attention. I ain't even spit a verse. I ain't sold a CD. I got your attention because everybody like, man, who is this nigga with the bat? Like, what is he on? We want to. So now they're waiting. Like, man, we want to see the nigga with the bat. Like, what he on? Mm-hmm. And like, so the thing, like, Black can tell you because they put the battery in my back. Rock can tell you, like, because he was one of my first managers. It was like one of those things. It's like people didn't see that, and I used to kind of initially be mad because I'm like, ain't nobody jumping around when I'm doing my songs, and had a couple people tell me like K-Drama, D-Mob, it's like, dude, it ain't that we ain't feeling this, like, but when you rapping, like, we really just listening to what you saying. And so then at that, like, so when I heard this, like, oh, okay, you know what? So then that kind of, it made me feel like, you know, and it's just like with this, and that's why even I said like not interacting with the with the people, because it's like, man, you the star. They're watching you. Mm-hmm. So now when you go back and forth, like you're taking shine off of you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you see Ja playing, Ja's not every time somebody's saying something running over to the stand. Like when he make a three, he just, you know, hit the three upside or, you know, do the ice in the veins and then keep it moving. Right. Like he let it speak for itself. And that's the mentality, you know, like I was in a place where it's like, as long as I had the opportunity to do what I was doing, I didn't care whether or not people saw it. I didn't care whether or not people agreed with it, because the results were speaking for itself. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at like, and I'm not shading nobody because Titan is doing some things that I never did. MKJ is doing some things that I never did. Fro, I mean, we can go down the line. You know what I'm saying? God's Warrior, TB, Troop, them guys doing stuff I never did. Mm. But if it wasn't, if it wasn't at the time, if it wasn't Alex, it wouldn't be none of y'all. Yeah. Like y'all exist. Y'all were able to go through some doors because I took my baseball bat and I knocked them doors down. Yep. And like I've always said, the only reason I was able to do that is because I had people like a DJ Bo, like a Black Coleon, DJ Black, like a K Rio, like a Mercy from Halo. Those guys made it to where us and War Click could knock the door down, which made it possible for the MKJs and the Fros and the TBs and the Troops and the God's Warriors and the people that are doing it now. You know what I'm saying? Again, shout out to the Great Commission and War Click, because they was, you know, with us in Super Mario, because they was with us, you know, in that time when we came through the door at the same time. But like I said, we was on the cusp. But for me, it was the discouragement. Mm-hmm. And when you get discouraged, discouragement is like,
it can go one of two ways.
Like depression can come and go. Depression can be because of a rejection. Depression can be because it can just be like, depression can be caused by a lot of reasons. But when you're discouraged, it's like you already know how the movie gonna end. Mm-hmm. And you feel like no matter what I do, this is the end of the movie. No matter how much you love Mufasa, you know that when he go to save Simba in the elephant graveyard or wherever, you know, you already know he gonna get caught in that stampede, and it's nothing that you could do to change that scene where Mufasa getting thrown off the cliff. Yeah. No matter how much you love Bambi, you know when she say Bambi run, it's over with for Bambi mom. It's nothing you can do to change that. And so when you're in discouragement, it's like I'm in a place like I feel like I already lost. So what's the point of me to keep going and I've lost? Hmm. And so when you're driving a car that don't work no more, or you're walking down the street and you see it's a big wall that you can't go through no more, why keep walking down the street to keep bumping into that same wall? Or why keep sitting in the driver's seat of this car that's not moving? The engine don't work, the transmission gone, and you're still sitting there. Yeah. And that was what I felt like. And so it wasn't, again, you can have the best laid plans, the most passion, the most intensity, but at the end of the day, when you feel like, man, no matter what I do, whether I'm with a Mr. Dell, whether I'm on my own, whether I'm again, like getting accosted by record labels because they want to know, and that's why I said what I said when Queen THC was here, wanting me to do something strange for a piece of change, like how bad you want this record deal.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that actually happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I had other ones where they said, man, like kind of like a black situation, like, we like you, we ain't really feeling NG. And I'm thinking about like, no, I got West, I got, you know what I'm saying, I got Nova, I got Darren, I got, Mo Kicks was with us. You know what I'm saying? I got Chris, I got Vic, I got Ryan, I got Mike Scott from Scott Square Me. Like, I got all them guys. I'm not leaving them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Then I had other situations where, man, okay, we're gonna sign you, but when you sign, you got to give up all your rights to everything. And you're not giving me no money up front.
Yeah. And as y'all see,
you see
here,
what I'm saying? So it's like discouragement level. So it's like,
and this is another reason why he's El Presidente, because he'll take a question and he'll go 3 or 4 different ways with it, and he'll be like, yeah. And so, like for me, for instance, like, I'm known around the family, like I say real short prayers. Like I don't, you know what I'm saying? I say what I said, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of thing, like, you know what I mean? So that is the, you know what I'm saying? That's presidential status. That's exactly what he got on the shirt. That's a presidential, even kind of perspective on that. And, I just wanted to kind of take it, light on here, but just to, but you also had to think about the bros, right?
Oh yeah.
We talk about with the
our bro code.
Couple little bro things kind of going on. So what we got, my guy?
So and we've talked about this before. Like, your main chick, it wouldn't apply to you. Well, I mean, it still kind of applies. But like just when we were single out here, like your main chick, the main lady,
yeah, we're doing
is off limits. Right? Yeah, this is the bro code.
Okay.
And everybody else's food, or in other words, and again, we're not denigrating you women to, scraps of meat, but basically it's saying, what do you do with your food? You eat, which means when you're hungry, you go after it, you're available. That's all that we're saying, that anybody that's not the main person, you're available, for that person, for other people to pursue or date or talk to.
Yeah.
Like what do you feel about that? Do you think that's outdated, or?
Say it again, so make sure
your main lady, your main chick is off limits. Everybody else's food.
Yeah, when it comes to my bros, we talking about.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm saying, yeah, like so. Put yourself in the mindset of TSU, JB.
Okay.
Before you got married, JB.
Uh-huh.
Like, the main person that you're talking to is not cool for nobody else to be trying to. Even if I would even dare say, sure. even if y'all are not an official. Like, this is my girlfriend or whatever. This is my fiance. But, like, y'all are, everybody knows that y'all are dating.
Yeah, I think that's an unwritten rule. Like, I've been in situations like that, especially at TSU. Shout out to Tennessee State University, Nashville, Tennessee. You have your others at the time that I mess with, like 3 or 4 others. But then you got the one where, I don't think I ever expressed to the homies, like, bro, like, I really dig her, but they already know because she's probably around the most. You know what I'm saying? I spend more money or whatever on her or whatever like that. And so they know, hey, you know what I'm saying? This particular person, you know what I'm saying? Whether it's official or not, I can't, you know what I'm saying? I can't fool with them on that. Now, the rest, the other ones, like I said, we don't want to put anybody down as a piece of meat or anything like that. But, it's more so fair game. It's like, y'all cool, we'll hang out, we'll kick it. But if you or somebody else was like, hey, hey, let's go out, let's, do whatever we gonna do, that would be cool. And I think that's common courtesy. You know what I'm saying? I don't think, if you had somebody that you was, you know what I mean, it wasn't you didn't express to me that, okay, but I can tell how your manner is, how you flow, what you do certain things that, okay, you kind of think about her to a different level. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think that's for sure. That has to stay. I don't think that's ever should go anywhere. Right. It may be different now. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure. Yeah. You can tell me because you kind of still in the game.
Like, I've never, I guess, been in a situation where, at least not recent, not since I've been grown anyway, where that was ever in the question. I have not been one who would, be trying to talk to somebody's main, chick or whatever, or like I know y'all together, I mean, and I will say, I guess, from being somebody who's not, married, like, what they say, like smashing a homie or whatever. Like, I don't know. And I've said this before, like, I don't really care what exes do or people I used to deal with do, because that's too much like slavery to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I used to work at McDonald's, like, and I quit McDonald's, there's no reason why Burger King can't hire me. You know what I'm saying? If they know I flip a good burger, like, why is McDonald's hating and I got fired? Like, and I look at that the same way. Like, evidently there's a reason why we didn't work or why we're not together. Mm-hmm. I don't care what you do with the next man, even if that's somebody that I'm cool with. And now, I would only say,
if you're cool with them,
if it was somebody like, if I got kids with this woman, that's kind of different. If I was engaged and or married to this woman, that's kind of different. Anybody else? I mean, I may kind of be like, it may be a little, painful for me to see, but my ego is not so. My ego is so big that I really don't care. Mm-hmm. And like I said, outside of somebody I got a child with, outside of somebody I was engaged and married to, everybody else, 14-1 or 15-1.
15-1.
They outnumber us on the planet 15-1.
That's the ratio.
And I've shared this off camera before. And right now, I got a chick right now. I hadn't talked to her in a minute, but I guarantee you, even though we hadn't spoken in a minute, the last time we did kind of in pass and speak, it was still like, so what's up? You ready for it? Like right now was like, hey, me and you can be together and we can get a girlfriend, and that'd be 3-income household. Like, we winning.
Now,
that's what she's on. So do you really think I'm tripping about what nobody else is doing? And I got situations where if I wanted to go down that path, like, I could legit be like D-Ray or Lou Williams. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm walking around with vanilla and cinnamon, or, chocolate and cinnamon. Like, I could, if that's what I wanted to do. Yeah. So again, it's not personal. It just is what it is.
Now, I did have a particular personal situation kind of like this before. I was with this young lady, and we were everybody knew we were kind of steady for a bit. And then I did her dirty. You know what I'm saying? And so we weren't together anymore. And, one of my homies, they ended up kind of talking. You know what I mean? And so, and actually they ended up being together. And so I did feel a certain way. Now, this is one of my homies, you know what I'm saying? This one is somebody I knew in school, And so I felt different, although I was still doing my thing. I had, this was, TSUJB. Like, and so I had different other people that I was talking to and, having a relationship with or whatever. So it was like, but I still felt, now I didn't even let him know that. I was like, oh, it's fine. But I did feel like kind of weird though. I was like, you know what I mean? And to this day, that's my guy. You know what I'm saying? That's my homie. That's my bro. But I did feel like, but I didn't make a big deal about it. But I can't front and be like, I didn't feel, you know what I'm saying, any type of way. Like, let's say if they did whatever, get married, took it to a next level, would I be like, it'd just be a little weird. To your point, I don't think I would have been like, hey, man, we can't be as tight or whatever no more, because we never took it. And plus, like I said, I did it dirty. It was on me. You know what I mean? Right. I did a mic off of,
no, you
almost, just a little bit.
No, you didn't do it like Sheila.
It wasn't pretty.
That man Sheila's hurt.
It wasn't pretty. So being in that situation,
told her to ride the bus.
Oh no, it wasn't that bad, dog. But and I can get it can make you feel a certain way, but like you made a good point as far as you didn't have no kids with her, We wasn't engaged, we weren't married. So, you know, it wasn't anything that crucial, but, you know, it was kind of funny, you know what I'm saying, kind of for a minute though, but whatever. Yeah. What we got next? We may do a couple more.
All right, don't mess with family members unless you're ready to fall in love, nigga. So, in other words, like if I had a sister or something, like you gotta like, don't be trying to holler at my sister unless you're ready to fall in love.
Yeah.
What say you?
Oh man, I put him on the spot. I don't care. Put up like Cornelius. I mean, he was on here a couple times. You know what I mean? He had a thing for my sister. Like this was, you know, maybe it was in high school or whatever. He was acting like he wanted to take her out and, you know, to do all this stuff. And you know, and at the time, me and Cornelius at that time, we were like.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's your guy.
That was my ace boom coon. Like that was like the, you know, they say bestie, whatever. And so when he mentioned I said that, I was like, like you for real, nigga? Like, you know, I thought he was just, you know, you trying to mess with me, dog. You know what I mean? Like, but I think he for real, you know, asked around and did whatever like that. Like, so yeah, like if you want to date my sister, that's fine. You know what I mean? But hey, you got to be for real about that, because I know how we talk, I know how we deal, and we know how we do certain things. Like you can't, if you a sister now not only you dating her, you slick kind of putting our relationship in, you know, in some type of tension indirectly, just because, you know, me and Zarina tight. You know what I'm saying? We 11 months, 14 months apart. So
okay, yeah, 14. Okay, I'm gonna say
14.
So,
yeah.
Y'all never the same age as the same. Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna be like, y'all,
right.
How you be a ghetto twin?
Right.
It's like, you know, ghetto twins is when your parents aren't necessarily married. Like, how you be a ghetto twin and y'all
now, actually, I knew somebody that I think they were like 11 months apart, siblings. I'm like, that's kind of wild. But back to the point, yes. To matter of fact, yes, you have to. If you date my sister or whatever, hey, you gotta turn it up a notch a little bit, or we gonna have some.
Again, I'm not popular, obviously. For me, again, it's like I'm gonna hold you to a higher standard that I hold everybody else to, but I would feel differently if she was, I guess, in college. But at this point in my life now, and I would say probably even like, you know, you getting to 30 or what, like now when you realize, cause I expect people to look at me. I'm a grown ass man, and nothing irks me more than like I guess fortunately, maybe unfortunately, still go to the church that I grew up in. Nothing irks me more than somebody looking at me like, oh, you're Roche. No, I'm Roche, the man,
grown man. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like taking care of my kids, nigga. Like don't diminish me to just being Roche and Teresa's kid.
Yeah,
I'm a grown ass man. Yep. Nobody can claim me as a dependent. I file my own taxes here at the household. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do me like that. So to the same token, you dealing with adults. I don't necessarily want to hear about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if you date my sister or my cousins, I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to see pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want you to kind of allude to what you got going on. Keep that to yourself. It's cool. You still my nigga. But
you don't hear about it.
But if y'all don't work it, like I'm not like y'all can't talk. Y'all are human beings. Like, cause the only difference between my sister and some other woman is just we are genetic. We got the same DNA. You know what I'm saying? Because you remove that, you still a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm still a man. So because if it wasn't it's somebody's sister, it's somebody's cousin, it's somebody's niece, it's somebody's daughter. I'm not saying that I would be trying to push my cousin or my sister or my niece or nobody on anybody. I'm not offering them up. You know, here you go, catch the alley. But I am saying that as an adult, if that's what y'all want to do, now again, I'm holding you to a higher standard.
Yeah.
Put your hands on her.
Yeah, if it don't work out, it don't work out.
You got to see me. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you know you out here, you know, I don't want to say that because we trying to blow up. But if you know you going to the clinic every week, you know what I'm saying? Like don't bring that over there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like if you don't talk to the kids you already got, don't be trying to knock up You can't be not claiming your kids and still kicking it with me.
Yeah. My thing is just don't throw my sister through the ringer like you would some regular old other girl that you would, necessarily do. Like if you don't work out,
what if your sister was throwing it at him?
Context matters, as what you presented there. Now, if you know your sister is a thought, or
she may not necessarily be a thought, but she may want like
a little
fad.
What, like not a little fad, but just
what the old boy say? I like you and I want you.
Right, and I want you.
If she hits you with that, like what you gonna do?
Context matters, as we always say on here. Now, for me, I'm coming for my context. My sister is just the sweetest person, whatever in the world, literally, and so. Coming from that perspective, that's what I'm talking about because I know for a fact she's gonna do her part more than likely. You know what I'm saying? So, but now if my sister was a different person and she was like, hey, free season, you know what I'm saying? Hot girl summer, you know what I mean? Let's do, whatever.
And then knowing her, she was kind of surprisingly green considering that, Rodney and Tommy were her brothers.
Very, very. I'm green. Very, very green.
You know what I'm saying? And so I guess they shielded her with it. Like she was just very green to a lot of stuff.
She didn't have a prom date, bro.
Oh wow! Yeah, and you got to remember because the people that she hung around, and so we all ran together. So we got a chance to just interact and have conversations, and you'd be like, "How come you don't know what?"
Yeah,
but
very book smart, but just everything else. Beyond that, you know what I'm saying? It was a little different. Let's try to do one more. All right,
so one fight we all fight.
Bros, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, this is inner circle. You know what I'm saying? Mostly inner circle. But it's some context to it. Now, I wanna put some context to it. Now, one fight because I was in this. Especially like in college, in the beginning of college, late high school, he was one of the homies we always hung out with. And he always started something no matter wherever we went. And we told him, hey, bro, hey, relax. Like, we not really on that time right now. You know what I'm saying? If you do woo, if something happen, you're going to be on your own. Like, somebody jump in, though, we got you. But you can't be out here starting something. It didn't expect us to, finish them off, whatever, for you. So the context of it is, yes, one fight, we all fight. But if you just out here being reckless and, blatantly starting stuff, you know what I'm saying, getting us involved, you know what I mean? Like, I ain't with that. What you say?
Yeah, no, I mean, to that point, and my brother right up under me, he used to do that when we was kids. And initially, my response was, if he comes back and say somebody bothering him, picking with him, I'm fighting. I'm not asking no questions. Yeah. And then his friends was like, man, your brother be doing you dirty. I'm like, what you talking about? Like, man, he be picking with people. He be starting shit. Yeah. And then he be like, man, my brother gonna whoop y'all ass. Like, my brother gonna get y'all. So then he comes back and says, oh, they messing with me. So now I'm on 10, not knowing. These people not even bothering him.
Right, he going.
He's being Dennis the Menace, and then throwing me under the butt. And then, like I said, sometimes I'm fighting 2 and 3 people. He's not even jumping in. And he's like, "Oh, you look like you had it." Like no, and keep in mind, now don't get it twisted. Like I'm not Rampage Jackson.
Yeah,
I'm not going, but I'm not. Yeah, I'm not one punch knocking niggas out. You know what I'm saying? Like I can go, but them shits hurt me too. You hit me, that shit hurt too. Like, right. I'm not trying to get hit.
Yeah.
And so it's like, not only are you leaving me hanging, but then you're basically setting me out. Not even to fight you. Like, this is not even a battle you got to fight.
Right.
That, to your point, that's different. But if right now, if somebody came and we out at last place we was out together, my birthday, we was out at
Cigar Line,
Stogie's. Yeah. If somebody had walked up and just hit you, I'm not asking no question.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, I may find out you was there. Like, dang, JB, you embezzled $1 million of their money. Like, that's fucked up. Like, right. But in the moment,
yeah,
I'm going to now. To your point, if I already know
that's what I do.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't. Screwed this guy's wife, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
and posted the pictures on the internet.
Yeah.
I'm like, nigga, you kind of got to
yeah.
I ain't gonna let nobody jump in, but like, I'm gonna let y'all fight it out. Yeah,
you got to handle yourself.
But to that point, like I said, if somebody just haul off and hit you, no, I'm not asking no questions.
Right. And same here. At this age right now, in the 40s, whether you, Brian McDade, Pat, whatever, we out somewhere, and for whatever reason, something happened. You know what I'm saying? Some swing on you. I'm getting up. You know what I mean? Like.
Remember B. Howard told me that was how he knew, like, he was like, oh, that's my guy. He said, like, y'all was out somewhere and some dudes, he kind of got into it and they was ready to do something.
Yeah.
And then you was like, hey, whatever you want, I'm on.
Is it?
If you swing, I'm swinging.
Lot. Yeah, it was in the parking lot.
And then he was like, he kind of was like, for real, like, he said at that point, he knew, like, oh, that's my nigga for real. So, like, I mean, I get it.
Yeah, so it's, it's a matter like, you want a man to handle his one-on-one thing, but once anybody else try to get in or anything else like that, or it depends on the situation. Like, given if you married or something like that, let's say the dude was, was on your wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That cat might deserve a beat down. So you might want to, you know what I'm saying? He may deserve a double team, whatever in that, given the situation. We got, want to do one more before we get out?
Yeah. All right. So if your brother's messed up and down bad, then you aid and assist your brother. If your brother messed up, if he going through some shit, you aid and assist your brother.
For sure. I want to say depending on what it is, but I mean, if he your bro and he going through something and you can provide a need or whatever that is during that period, honestly, most times in that situation, you talking about resources, money. I mean, obviously talk or help, but you talking about a resource or probably a financial thing. So, yeah.
I mean, and again, like that, it don't necessarily have to be, you put cash in hand, but like, let's just use common sense. Like, I know you need gas in your car.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I may not want to give you the funds because, and in some cases it may be because, especially now the way the economy is, stuff that went up, they haven't gone up in raises.
Yeah.
You can be responsible
that's a
and still just not making ends meet. It's not that you're bad with your funds, but like they jack the prices up on everything food, gas, your rent, mortgage, bills. Yeah. But they not paying you no more. And in some cases, you're getting more work. Right. And in some cases, you're getting more work.
Yeah.
But you're not getting no more money.
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, but we still need you to maintain this same rate of pay that you was paying when it was $300 cheaper.
Yeah.
And it's like, but I'm not making $300 more money.
Yeah. The inflation rise is not equaling
exactly
percentage of pay.
And so, but if I need gas in my car, you know what I'm saying? Or like if I'm real live struggle mealing ramen noodles and crackers, you know what I'm saying? Throw a nigga some vegetables and some fruit. You know what I'm saying? Or buy me a box of ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, I can't afford to feed you steak or nothing like that, but if you're going to struggle, you're going to struggle on a full belly. You know what I'm saying? So to that point, like, but even to the point I'm talking, like, because we had an experience with that in my life where I was going through something and you legit. And I mean, I didn't necessarily need food per se, but it was a good feeling to know.
Yeah.
I go over there on a Sunday, you gonna order a pizza, and you not like, hey, throw me $10, throw me $15. Like you just like, hey, I ordered a pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, or hey, got some food. Mom's cook. You know what I'm saying? My girl cooked. Man, we gonna watch the NFL.
We gonna do it.
And it was just like. And it just like, man, that was like therapy for me.
And that was what I'm saying? That was my reasonable service, bro. Like honestly, at that time when I moved back and got the job where I didn't have I wasn't with nobody, I wasn't married, so I was making enough money to where I was like, I need to, you know what I'm saying? Want to do something with it, but like I want to be a blessing or a help to where, hey, what up? We're gonna order this pizza. Hey, what you want? You want to do this or whatever? You know what I'm saying? Or we doing the showcase? Oh, okay. I got the brunt of it. You know what I'm saying? Just because I knew I was put in a position to not put all this all mine. It's all mine.
And I even say at the end of season 1, when we get ready to start season 2, had another situation.
Oh yeah.
This man was like, "Hey, you know what? I'm gonna take you out. You know, hey, this for your birthday or whatever. It's on me.
Yeah.
You know, we're gonna chop it up, plan out the next season.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, and that was just good to know, like, cause I was moving.
Yeah,
and it
that's
was
right.
like,
that's right.
You know, man, it was good to know, like, at least for today, I ain't got to worry about, you know, what I'm gonna eat.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that was like you looked out. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, I totally, completely agree with that.
For sure. But y'all, we y'all continue to watch, y'all. The season 3, we're not done yet. We got way more we got coming. We actually got, you know, some in a couple days. A nice little interview we going here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all be on the lookout for that. That should be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Should be real cool, y'all. But until next time, continue with that executive mindset.
Most definitely keep it presidential.
Salute.
Arrivederci. Bow.